Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Week 9 predictions video. 9 weeks. We're approaching already. Where has the time gone? And of course, we have a new number one. Clint has overtaken Will for the number one spot. So that intro song, Downstate Kingdom, was sponsored there by Clint as his pick for the intro song for Week 9 to get us going and hopefully, keep him right at number one because he gave me a couple of songs to choose from. So I've got a list, but I still have a list from Will as well. So if those two end up staying number one, bouncing back and forth, or Clint stays number one for a while, I've got some song choices to go through, but you never know. We've got a couple of teams right at 5 and 3, John and Ian there that are just one win, couple wins away from overtaking that number one spot, and then getting their choice of songs to enter here a week. So, all right, well, let's jump into it. So, like we said, Week 9, we've got some intriguing matchups actually this week that we will talk about. Some teams headed in the opposite directions. As we said already, right, I believe last week, everybody is still in playoff contention. Close. We said that 8 and 6 is probably where you need to be to have a chance. So teams like Jake and Jeremy with another loss, unfortunately, your playoff chances could be done for the year. So just win. Just win, baby. Right? That's all you got to do. And, Jay, Sean, kind of same thing. You maybe you have one loss that you can't afford between now and the end of the year, but why chance it? Win out so you can ensure yourself in playoff position. And everybody else above that, of course, is, I don't want to say sitting pretty. We're not all sitting as happy as Clint and, of course, Will are at 6 and 2, but we're I guess on the plus side, the good side of hopefully making the playoffs based on we're just still around that halfway mark. So let's jump in. Let's see who's going to win this week, shall we? First matchup, we'll save mine, of course, to the end because that's a huge matchup. Myself versus Will. We won't spoil it yet. We'll save that to the end. So Jeremy versus Adam. Adam already has 22 points. A good start, right, on the week based on the Thursday game. Devontae Adams already with 22 points. Unfortunately, Jeremy had a struggle for the year, sitting at 2 and 6. Adam at 4 and 4. This would definitely help Adam in his chances to make the playoffs. Jeremy needs every win from here on out. So if we kind of look at the breakdown, I'm saying with Adam, already has Adams. I'm giving him the quarterback edge. Giving him the wide receiver edge as well, because, again, he already has Adams. He's got Chase. I am giving Jeremy that running back edge. I do think Bijan has a pretty good week. They're playing Dallas. Dallas sucks right now, so give him that edge. Let's see. What do I have listed here? So I've got Adam listed, of course, as the favorite. And as you can see, he's projected to win by 14 points, but that's not the route I'm going. I'm picking Jeremy. Jeremy, I'm on your side this week, man. You've got the upset. You're going to get the win. You're going to take Adam down. You're going to have some luck on your side. A little bit of everything. Flacco, we're all with Flacco, right? We all want them to beat the Vikings, of course, this week. So, heck yeah, let's have Flacco have a 35-point game and gives Jeremy the win. So that's what we'll say as of right now. Flacco helps. We're going to give Jeremy the win over Adam here. So next we've got Jay versus Dez. Team Jay Opal versus Team Dez. Yes, Dez. That's your team name. Team Dez. Not what you have listed on there. So it's got Dez, right, as a slight favorite. Dez already has a few points on the week. Scroll down. Mixon, 16.6 points. Decent game for him, even though it shows it in the red. Says he was projected a little bit higher than that. But of course, with that, I'm giving Dez the advantage with wide receiver. I'm giving quarterback, you have to, right, to Lamar. No matter who they're playing, it doesn't seem to matter. Lamar definitely puts up points. Wide receiver, I'm saying, for the most part, is a toss-up, right? Jefferson and Smith versus Lamb and London. Any of them can erupt for huge, huge games. Even Myers versus Harrison. Harrison is one of those you could have a 30-point game, but then you could also have a 2-point game. And the rest of it, I think, will be really close. Defense, kickers, tight ends. Yeah. So let's see. Dez again is the favorite, but that's not the route I'm going. I love these upsets, and that's what we're picking again this week. So Jay, you're gonna get the win. You're gonna move to 4-5, and you're gonna put Team Dez down to 4-5. Why? Well, Lamar scores a lot of points. So does Lamb. Yeah, let's hope Lamb does. A ton of passing touchdowns, which helps some other team who may have Dak as their quarterback. Laporta, heck yeah, let's give Laporta 2 touchdowns this week. And we're going to say Jay ends up pulling up the upset and wins and keeps them in playoff contention. So, all right, who do we got next? We've got Ian versus John. 5-3 versus 5-3. Huge matchup as of right here. Because again, the winner of this, right? 6-3. They're happy. They're really darn close already to making the playoffs. A couple of games away, a couple of wins away. John already has 10 points. Where did that come from? Came from an underperforming Hall on Thursday night with only 10 points. Definitely not what John wanted. Ian's a slight favorite. I'm giving, quarterback? I said it was even. I know Sleeper says that Hurts will have the better game, but I think Cousin will definitely put up some points against Dallas on here. Running back advantage, I'll give that to Ian, especially because Hall had a disappointing start already. Wide receiver, I'll give that advantage also to Ian. Yeah, I think St. Brown will have a huge game again. We're on the Lions, right? We're on the Lions bandwagon to score some points against Green Bay here. So any Lions players, I'm all about here, thinking they're going to have some touchdowns. Tight end advantage, we'll give that to Kelsey and to John. So what route are we going here? 5-3 versus 5-3. We're staying on the side of Ian. We're saying Ian gets the victory here. Very close matchup between these two. We'll come down to the end, but I think Ian's going to score enough points to get the victory here, move to 6-3, and drop John down to 5-4. Next, Clint, our number 1 team, versus Josh. 2 teams headed in opposite directions. 6-2 versus 4-4. No, Josh, it shows only projected for 81 points. He's got a lot of doubtfuls as of right now. That's killing his team. Story of his season, right? As of right now. So I'm sure he's probably waiting till tomorrow, seeing what that's going to look like and sub some players in. He's got some bye weeks that he's also dealing with. So I know San Francisco's on bye. So Mason's on bye. It's hard. No matter what Josh does, I think, from a lineup aspect, I just don't think this is going to be his week. He's playing a team that's hot in Clint. Clint's not dealing. Let's look at it, but I don't think he's dealing with a lot of bye weeks. No, I mean, he's got Metcalf who's out, which I guess that helps. But he's got a strong team, even without Metcalf, if you look around throughout the lineup. So I'm giving an easy victory this week to Clint, who stays then as number 1 on top of the league here, moving to 7-2, dropping Josh down to 4-5. Next, we've got Jake versus Sean. Jake on his win right last week, an upset win, I think I picked. If I remember right, I don't got it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he's 2-6. And Sean is 3-5. Let's see. They've already both have some points. Dell scoring Jake 18 points. And Wilson, look at that, earning that number 1 draft spot, scoring 30 points already on the night. And for those of you that watched it, actually a better game than I anticipated it would be. And that catch by Wilson was pretty sweet. Oh, let's see. Jake, I've been picking him to, or at least the last matchup or so, to pick the upset. Say this is typically where Jake kind of comes out from nowhere and wins some games, but this really isn't. I mean, it's 2-6 versus 3-5. I wouldn't say this is going to be a huge upset. I mean, with already Sean having Wilson, I'm saying quarterback's kind of a toss-up. Yeah, Daniels is projected to outscore Mahomes. We'll say it's even. We're going to say the tight end matchup's also even between the two. And then I'm giving the advantage of running back and wide receiver both to both to Sean, or to Sean. So I think definitely Sean gets the easy win here over Jake. Moves to 4-5, drops Jake 2-7. Probably out of the playoffs, maybe not mathematically, but by my math, I would definitely say that loss, Jake, would move you out of the playoffs, but we'll see. But I'm picking Sean to win here. So the last matchup, myself versus Will. Will's got 7 points. Kickers, how much we hate kickers. Two out of 4 for field goals. Game 7 points could have been worse. We've seen kickers score 15, 20 points. So I guess only scoring 7 and to see that red mark there definitely helps. I know Will doesn't have a defense in there right now, and I know he will. He's not going to forget as much as I hope he does. But let's see the rest of the breakdown. I'm saying quarterback, pretty much a toss-up. Prescott, Burrow, they both are up and down, sometimes awful. I'm giving Will the advantage on running back. We always do. Barkley, Henry, it's tough to compete. I'm just hoping whatever running back combo I end up going with just somehow keeps up with them too. I do think, though, I get back the advantage with wide receiver, Hill, Kupp, Brown. Hoping for a better week from Hill. I know they're playing Buffalo. I guess we'll wait and see. Giving the tight end advantage to myself, even though you don't know. Likely can have huge weeks and then can have absolutely nothing. We're hoping that this week is just awful for him. So with that being said, once Will puts in a defense, we'll probably be pretty close. We can't go against picking Will, right? That's what we've been talking about all year. The 1 week I picked against him, he had a huge week and I regretted it. So, of course, even with this week, we can't pick against Will, right? Oh, hell yeah, we can, and we're picking against him. Will, you're going down. I'm winning this week. I'm going to have huge wide receiver weeks. Hill, Kupp, Brown, like I just said, I was hopeful. I'm not hopeful. I know they are going to have damn good weeks. We are going to get the win, and we're going to give Will his second loss in a row. Sorry, Will. That's how it's got to be. So there you go. I get the win on that one. So let's recap. Who's winning this week? Jeremy, Jay, Ian, Clint, Sean, and myself. We did talk about, right? Well, let's add to it. We talked playoff predictions. And I know we did one earlier in the year, right? We actually did, if you remember, playoff and bold predictions. I listed. And if you're curious on what those were, well, let's talk about it. So we can see on the screen, right, the standings. So we see who right now is in playoff contention. But let's just say the top 6. Let's just say they're in the playoffs as of right now if the season ended now. So Clint, Will, Ian, John, Dez, and Adam, right, as of right now are in the playoff. Honorable mention, myself and Josh. Who did I say was not going to make the playoffs? I said myself wasn't. Right now I'm outside looking in. I said Sean and Jeremy weren't. As of right now, that was pretty true. I said Dez, he's up and down, but as of right now, he's in the playoffs. I said Ian wasn't going to, proving me wrong as he's a strong number 3 as of right now. And I also said John wasn't going to, right? Because no CC. That was going to hurt him. And he's overcome that. He's been in the playoffs. So who was I wrong about then being in the playoffs? I said Jay and Jake. 2 huge misses on my part. Jay because he had CeeDee Lamb. And Jake, huge predictions on. I loved his team. And boy, is that fallen off. Josh, really close. I picked him to be in the playoffs. And then Will, Adam, and Clint, I was correct so far on those, right? So in the bold predictions, well, let's go through those. So I said Keon Coleman will be the reason Josh makes the playoffs. And then what did Josh do? He cut him. He let him go off his team, and now he was picked up. And I can't remember what team has him, but he's in a starting lineup, I remember this week. So hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt Josh. I said Jake was going to finish as the number 1 seed. Apparently what I meant was the number 12 seed. Right now he's number 11, so just awful. Yeah, that was one I got wrong. Thanks, Jake. Killing me. I said Jay trades CeeDee Lamb to who? You guessed it, John. Well, you know what? There's still time for trades, right? The trade deadline is not gone yet. I'll have to research. Maybe I'll post that a little bit later when I get a chance about what week it is that the trade deadline comes up. But I guess that still could happen. But as of yet, it did not. So that was what I picked before, and I was pretty close, right, with the playoff team. So as of right now, right, three that I said are in as of right now. Josh is an honorable mention, and then I just horribly screwed up Jake and Jay. So as of this year, let's look at it and say who I predict as of right now, just about mid-year, is going to make the playoffs. Will, Clint, they're both 6-2. It's hard to say that they're going to miss the playoffs. Even if they start losing some games like Will is going to this week, they're still in strong enough position to make the playoffs. So we'll say Will and Clint, for the most part, are locks to make the playoffs. Two other teams then that are in the mix that I feel really good about their teams, and that's Dez and Adam. I know Adam is 6th, Dez is 5th as of right now, but I like their teams. They're strong. If I remember right, Adam made a trade with Jake, hopefully help strengthen his team a little bit kind of for the the second half of the season here. I like their teams. I actually feel like they're going to be in the playoffs. So we have 4. Then who else? Myself. Of course, myself. I know originally I said I wasn't going to make the playoffs, but yet I loved my draft. I'm back on my own bandwagon. Hopefully we're through this injury bug, and Dak is back to playing normal. And then, my wide receivers step up and have some huge weeks. So I'm saying I'm going to end with a win streak for the year, and I'm going to make the playoffs. And then who else is there, right? So we got Will, Clint, Dez, Adam, and myself. And there's 2 teams, right, that we can kind of see on the screen that are really close. We're missing Ian, who's right now number 3, and John, who is number 4. So one of them are not making it. Who would that be? Well, that's John. John, you're out. I'm saying Ian. Ian's in. And why is Ian in? Because if we scroll down a little bit, for fun, Ian made a pickup. Ian picked up Joey Chestnut on his team, and that's going to be the difference. And yes, I know it's not Joey Chestnut. It's Julius Chestnut. But it's funny, when I saw that originally, I was like, Joey Chestnut. That's awesome. It's going to help Ian. That's going to put him into playoffs. No, it won't matter a damn thing. But it's just a week pickup based on injury. But anyways, I'm going to say that Ian gets that final playoff spot. And John, I know you're sitting right now at 5-3, but I'm saying you're out. So prove me wrong. Of course, we've got a long way to go yet. We're only 8 weeks in out of the total 14 weeks. So there's definitely many more weeks to go through yet. But to recap, who do I think now are going to make the playoffs? Now that we look at it again, Will, Clint, Dez, Adam, myself, and Ian. If I didn't mention your name, you are out. All right, that's all we have for this video. We'll get back into the music that, of course, was sponsored, requested, handpicked by Clint here with the song Kingdom. And we'll chat throughout the day, of course, on Sunday as we see how these matchups play out. Good luck, everyone. Lights go down.